Today we will find out. Oh my fuck. Roadwork. I did not realize the extent that this road was fucked. When I'd chosen to go this direction. Oh my god. It is miserable. Look at all of this gravel. Hopefully that is the end of it. I just realized that I'd had my turn signal on for some time. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I looked like an idiot. Life you're getting into. Hey, it's raining! It's Oregon, so that was not to be unexpected. Rain in Oregon's quite common. Oh, there's a policeman at Stringer Gap. That is interesting. I like to shoot up there. It's fun. But I don't know why there's a policeman up there. Holy crap, bus. Perhaps it's the local sheriff that doesn't understand that it's not illegal to shoot up there. Fuck. These buses are scary. The people the law, the legal system in the United States is so unbelievably convoluted. We have so many laws that are totally pointless. And an example of that is that the people that enforce the law don't know them. Why? Because nobody knows all of them, really. And it takes a lawyer to read them. So if the people that enforce the law can't read it and decipher it intelligibly, that's bad. Okay? That's not good. One thing so laws should be plain spoken, in plain wording, and direct. Okay? None of this fuzzy logic bullshit. None of this legalese. Alright? And the reason I believe that is very simple. Because for a society to function, for a person to know that they're a law-abiding citizen, they have to know what the laws are. You can't have things that, are and are not against the law under a given set of circumstances. Some of our laws are specifically written to be applicable under a given set of circumstances. Some of those circumstances getting as simple as perception, as your perception of what something is. You know what we call that? We call that thought crime. Because your perception should not be able to make something legal or illegal. Because that is crazy. Things need to be clearly defined as legal or illegal in a society. And I think most things should be legal, is the real case here. Man, people are going slow here. I guess it is a school zone. Okay, but I've gotten off track again. That's what causes the confusion with the police officers who enforce the law. Because they can't know what possibly all the laws are, so sometimes their perception of what is illegal is what gets written down on your ticket. And it's up to the courts to then decide if that was actually illegal or not. And that's ridiculous. I don't even understand how that works. And a lot of that is because the law is very unclear in the way that it's written. I don't know how wet the camera's getting. I'll wipe it off some here. Hopefully that'll help. And not just blur it up. So it's raining okay here now. I'm always a very careful rider, so I don't really worry about the rain that much. But, so, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, that's what gets written down on the ticket, is whatever they perceive your infraction to be. Whether or not it was actually an infraction. And the only way for you not to end up paying the fine or whatever for such a thing is to oppose the ticket. Okay? So you have to leave work and go into court and say, look, this isn't actually a law. So you have to take time out. So whether or not you pay the fine, you're paying something. You're paying missed wages or whatever. You know, you have less resources and less time than you had previously. And all because our laws are so convoluted that we can't just quickly determine what is and what is not a law. So you have to go to the courts, and then if something is actually not a law, hopefully they will say, oh, yes, indeed, that is not a law, and you won't have to pay. But if the courts determine, even incorrectly, they're like, if they just want to believe the police, which they want to believe that the police are right and doing their job and things correctly, they'll decide that you should pay the fine anyway. Even if what you've done is not technically a crime or an infraction. And that's insane. I mean, fortunately in my adult life I haven't had much experience with the legal system. You know, so far I've been free of tickets and you know, arrests and things in my adult life. But I see it happen, you know, and I know that the laws are convoluted enough to allow that. For example, in Portland, well, I'll give some background. In Oregon, the way the documents, I guess the Oregon's own you know, state law, the way the state law is written regarding the concealed carry issue, any business or any place that takes public funds cannot deny you from carrying concealed. They can't. That's schools, that's everywhere. Anyone who takes public funds can't say you can't carry concealed if you have a license to do so. But in Portland, this was a few years ago. I don't even know if they have the same chief of police, but the chief of police was telling his officers to arrest people that had, or ticket people at least, that had concealed carry permits and weapons on them in the airport. Now, you might be saying, well, that's reasonable, it's an airport. But the thing is, anywhere before the checkpoint at the airport, is public property there. They take public funds to operate. And it's not considered a secured area before the checkpoint. So there's no reason someone shouldn't be able to carry concealed there. None at all. According to Oregon law. Well, the chief of police of Portland was having his officers ticket people and arrest people, even after being told directly by the Justice Department of Oregon that was not okay. He was saying basically they'll have their day in court, which is ridiculous. And this, leads beyond a misunderstanding of the law. I think that person should have lost his job immediately. I mean, he's insisting that his officers break the law. Okay, that is completely ridiculous because he feels something's right. Okay, now that doesn't jive with my idea of freedom. My idea of freedom is that, well, if something is right, like being able to carry concealed anywhere, in my opinion, as a citizen, not with a license. I mean, now we have a licensing system right now, and that's fine, and it's a shall issue state, so it doesn't require much in Oregon. Just a background check and a pretty intensive background check, and a fee. In the free states like Arizona, you don't have a background check or a fee. If you can carry a gun, you can carry one concealed. Period. If you're not a felon, you can carry a gun concealed in Arizona. And that's awesome. If you're a resident, I'm not sure about non-residents. But that's awesome. That's the way it should be,